A Straw Hat has to die by the end of the story. It is both something that the readers need to experience as well as that our protagonists need to grow from. I will be covering each Straw Hat's potential to die from both a thematic and logical perspective. This will help us determine which ones are most likely to die. Monkey D. Luffy. So logically speaking, Luffy should die by the end of the series, or is likely to die because he's been wearing his body out. Since the days of Eni's lobby, he's been relying on his gears during fights, like Gear Second doping his blood. Luffy's also lost years off of his lifespan when he's doped himself with Ivankov's hormones in order to survive both Impel Down and Marineford. So at this rate, don't be too surprised if he ends up dying by the end of the series. Thematically also, his death would be mirroring Roger's death, as he would be giving hope to the next generation. By Luffy fulfilling his purpose, bringing the dawn to a new generation, the death of his character would thematically make sense in order to close him out. Now, Roronoa Zoro. Zoro has a self-sacrificial nature, as he always tries to sacrifice himself, most significantly seen in Thriller Bark when he took on all of Luffy's pain when going up against Bartholomew Kuma. And if he keeps these habits up, by the end of the series he'll get himself killed. Thematically speaking, his death would be a pretty decent way to close out his character, because he could die as the greatest swordsman of the world, although I wouldn't bet on it. Vinsmoke Sanji. Now Sanji is even more self-sacrificial, because you'd have to also take into account that he has very low self-worth and is always willing to give up on his own wants and needs, as he deems them as unworthy. This can be seen in Thriller Bark when he was about to take on Luffy's pain before Zoro knocked him out, telling Zoro that his own dream and life is more important than his own. On top of that, he stayed at the Baratier for the longest time, not respecting his own wants, needs, and desires because of all the guilt and low self-worth that he's been carrying throughout his life. In fact, Whole Cake Island showed us that during Sanji's childhood, he even apologized to his father for being born weak. All these to say that his low self-worth and self-sacrificial nature would tell me that Sanji is very likely to die by the end of the series. Cat Burglar Nami. Now, to be honest with you, I see almost zero reason as to why Nami would die by the end of the series, but if I were to write out a death scene for her, it would only make sense if Nami dies saving a fishman, which brings her character full circle. God Usopp. Now, Usopp is the most relatable and human member for the audience. He is everybody's friend. He is a core emotional component within the crew. In fact, in Water 7, when he left the crew, you could see signs of grief on everybody's faces. So killing Usopp off would definitely hurt every single one of them to their core. And as to why Usopp should be the one to die, it would set in stone his status as a brave warrior of the sea, realizing his dream. Now, Tony Chopper, skipped. Now, Nico Robin. There is a strong thematic reason as to why Nico Robin could die by the end of the series. Ever since she was a child, the world government has been closing in on Nico Robin, and she's been at risk of dying on their terms. And because of this, she's always been at their mercy. Now, Oda could take this and flip it on its head and have her die on her own terms in order to save the crew from them. So take a more proactive approach as opposed to what happened in Eni's lobby, where she was reactive to the events happening around her. And when it comes to the logical reasons, there are three of them. Number one, Robin is the most valuable member of the crew, as she can read poneglyphs, making her a worldwide target. Number two, Oda just revealed that Tenguyama Hitetsu is still alive, and he can read poneglyphs also. Number three, Jaguar D Soul and Vegapunk are both also very knowledgeable in poneglyphs, so both them and Tenguyama Hitetsu could help the crew with that if Robin happened to die. Cyborg Franky. Now, I'm not gonna force it and try to make something up. I don't see a thematic or a logical reason as to why Franky would die by the end of the series. Soul King Brook. Now, the only way I see Brook dying is if it's after he meets Laboon, as that meeting would bring his character full circle and that he would now be at peace. Nothing else to add on this. Knight of the Sea, Jinbe. Now, Jinbe is one of those characters that has red flags on him. Before his execution, Ace requested from Jinbe that he look after Luffy. And following this, we see Jinbe has dodged certain death multiple times, whether it's a Kainu or Big Mom, for Luffy's sake. And due to this, the viewers are always wondering if Jinbe is gonna survive this or that. And because of this, both readers and viewers alike are constantly thinking, is Jinbe gonna survive this? This last happened in Whole Cake Island when Jinbe sacrificed himself to let the Straw Hats get away. So could the next time be the last time? We'll just have to watch out. Anyways, let me know if you agree with my thoughts. Let me know if you disagree. I want to know your thoughts on who you think is gonna die by the end of the series, or if you think a Straw Hat is gonna die in the first place. So don't forget to write down in the comment section below which Straw Hat you think is gonna die. Thank you for watching. Like, share, and subscribe, and have a good one.